Puerto Rico becomes part of the United States or a colonial possession of the United States in 1898. And in 1917, we are granted U.S. citizenship. Uh, from 1901 to early 1920s, there's a series of cases that make it all the way to the Supreme Court. So in those cases, we have the legal precedent to Puerto Rico's relationship to the United States. As I said, they decided that one, Puerto Rico belongs to but is not part of the United States. Second, that we are foreign in a domestic sense. And the third case basically decided that the U.S. Constitution does not follow the U.S. flag. And so, what does that mean? And that was decided after we were already citizens. So it was decided in 1921. And so that means that right now I am in Madison, Wisconsin, or in Verona, a suburb of Madison. And so I'm fully protected by the U.S. Bill of Rights. But as soon as I get on a plane and land in San Juan, I am not fully protected by the U.S. Bill of Rights, and I lose the right to vote for the U.S. president because we can't vote in Puerto Rico. And so thus scholars argue that we carry a second class citizenship. And so we get our citizenship in 1917, and in 1952 we become a Commonwealth of the United States through a law called Law 600 that allowed Puerto Ricans to hold a constitutional convention, craft their own constitution. And so that is the legal status that we have until the present day. However, I think that, what complicates the Commonwealth status are those Supreme Court cases that were ratified in 2018 and 2019 in other Supreme Court decisions in relation to Puerto Rico. And also that we are currently, and we can go deeper into the current moment, we have a fiscal oversight board that was implemented through Law Promesa that has more power than the executive branch and the legislative branch in Puerto Rico. And so that sort of brings us back to that early 20th century colonialism. So it's a complicated relationship. If Puerto Rico was in social media, Puerto Rico would have in relationship status, it's complicated because it complicated, but ultimately, I think that, the reality is that we can call it however we want, but really we are a colony of the United States in the 21st century. And I think that is why Puerto Rican history is so unknown in the United States because it forces people to grapple with a complicated and messy history of imperialism and colonialism in the United States.